Action.
Welcome to Getting Electric with Ryan and Seth.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Seth. And welcome to Getting Electric with Ryan and Seth.
That was quite possibly one of the most electric introductions I've been a part of. But we've got a good show for you today, and should we just jump right into it?
Yeah, I say so. I mean, yeah.
All right, producer Austin, take it away. Take it away.
He thinks he's 6 foot tall.
Ooh.
From Marshalltown, Iowa. Exercise science major.
Ooh.
He goes by the Blominator and the Blomster. He's a big water guy. He's a 3-year Marshalltown JV tennis enjoyer. With the Top Gun JV, he won the Top Gun tennis JV tennis tournament in Cedar Falls. He's listened to half of one Getting Electric episode, but he's here now. Please welcome Steven Blom.
Thank you.
There we go.
Come on,
Can I
come on.
just-
Hey.
Can I just say, like, despite the fact that you don't really want to be here, we appreciate you being here nonetheless.
Hey, he wants to be here.
You're right.
He wants to be here.
The payment's helping, though.
Do you? Yeah. No.
The payment is helping.
Yeah.
We're not paying it. You know, I think Seth and I, we kind of did some collaboration and some discussion behind the scenes, and you know, there's one question we were really just, I don't know, wanting to really know your answer to, if you don't mind, if we just.
Of course.
So, you know, in a lot of industries, they say if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. And we just want to know, like, what's your personal stance on that? Like, where do you stand, I guess, in that argument?
Also known as punctuality.
Good shout. Vocab word of the day
If
for
you're
all
not-
our young listeners out there.
15 minutes early, you're late. What time does it start?
I mean,
So you're supposed to be at the
give him an
studio.
example.
So you're supposed to be at the studio.
let's just say, like, an example, like our production.
Just an example.
Just an example.
So you're supposed to be at the studio at, I don't know, 4:15.
4:15.
All right. And so, you know, the staff tells you, the full-time staff says, all right, so we're gonna start it. We want you there at 4:15, and you being a professional, you say, all right, well, I'll get there at 4 then. The thing is, you don't get there at 4. You get there at 4:40. That's not punctuality. That's not responsible. That's that's not what you want to see on the professional landscape. Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
example. Like, mildly specific, but a good answer.
A great
Good
hypothetical.
example.
Really, it
Yeah,
got me thinking about
nonetheless.
the situation.
So-
Hypothetically, if this were to ever happen.
Was it convicting?
I can't say I've ever been in a situation like that. You know, it didn't relate to anything. I couldn't see myself being that guy.
Hey, please look at the camera. When you're
I'm
talking to the-
sorry, my bad.
This mic is.
It's yeah.
What, for the viewers out there, what time is
What
it
time
right
is it? It's 4:51. I think that might be helpful.
4:51.
Just to,
That's
4:51
interesting.
PM.
What time do we normally record?
4.
That's so, dude. What a
coincidence.
What an interesting correlation, might I add?
Wow.
Might I add?
Wow. Yeah. Well.
But getting that out of the way, we noticed that, you know, in producer Austin's beautiful introduction, you're a college student, like ourselves.
I consider myself one.
Yeah. So for all our future college students out there that are definitely listening, like, what's some advice you'd give to them?
Man, start saving up now.
Yeah.
You know?
Why's that?
You know? I mean, Mark Nook he drives a hard bargain. You know what I mean? Like, Nookie Wookie, he demands a lot, all right, of the dollars, and you got to have dollars, you know? So if you're a senior in high school, you got to make dollars. Maybe go work at, like, a farm or something. I don't know. You know anything about that?
I'm the one supposed to be asking the questions
Oh,
here.
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try to.
Okay.
We're interviewing you.
That wasn't
My bad.
part of the
Was that
script.
not electric?
That wasn't on the
So-
script.
My bad.
So we talked about punctuality. Should we talk about respect a little bit?
Oh, I have a question. So I'm wondering. We can talk about respect later.
Okay.
This is a more serious question.
Mm.
So, what is your opinion on, like, everyone going to college and like the common misconception that everyone needs a degree, or like your opinion on trades, or just like straight up working like a factory job or whatever?
That's a great question, actually.
That's
Yeah.
actually might be one of the most great questions we've asked here at Get Electric HQ.
Might be the greatest, even.
But
dare I
yeah,
say.
I'm intrigued.
Is he the greatest? The questions we gotta ask. But I think, yeah, you don't have to go to college, of course. My bad. You don't have to go to college, to be successful. But you like, hey, there's a little bit more security maybe in that job when you are going to college, and it's just a place you want to kind of meet friends, connect, learn how to live your life. Also, I think that, yeah, there's an interesting study I heard that like people who go to college are overall happier in life. No idea how they measured that.
Really?
Yeah, interesting.
Do you know where this study's from? Alleged
Quite
study.
literally.
There's an alleged study out there.
One time I heard that somewhere
Right
on
off the
internet.
noggin.
Off the dome. It's up there in the cloud or the Facebook or something. I don't know. Hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Not hollow.
for our visual
Yeah.
learners out there.
Yeah.
If you're a visual learner,
Yeah, good point.
Good shout.
Good point.
Good shout. Right
anyways, so
Yeah.
building off of that, just with like the trades and everything.
there.
So you're a college student. Do you ever? I mean, we went over
Sometimes.
that. Do you ever wish you had gone into a trade, or do you ever wish that you hadn't come to college?
That's a great question. Yeah. I don't think I ever wish I didn't go to college. Honestly, it's been a good time. Sorry, I'll look at the camera. I think it's been a good time. I think I also would have probably strongly considered something like welding or something like.
You got like electrical engineering or carpentry or
Electrical engineering.
Plumbing.
Like a plumbing kind of
Plumbing.
deal.
Good.
The old go in. You know what I mean, and like get a $200 paycheck. You know what I mean, like something of those lines.
Yeah.
But also like, my mom told me to go to college, so I was like, okay. That was a strong.
I think-
That was a strong.
I
That
think
was a
Same
strong.
here. Same here.
I mean, that probably resonates with like a lot of our viewers, truthfully.
Yeah.
So you said specifically you want to be a physical therapist, right? What kind of?
Consider it.
What? Oh, you're just considering? Or, well, I guess I'm just curious. Like, what's the thought process that led you to that career path?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I think really like working with people. I think physical therapy is something that like I really enjoy. I just enjoy the human body. Like, hey, how are we going to help people perform the best that they can perform, and kind of live the life that God has created them to live. And yeah. So like, hey, how do
Amen to that.
we help people, especially after like a surgery or something like, or I mean, I had physical therapy when I was younger.
For what? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, no, for sure. Just kind of like, in general, it's like things with my legs or just like had pain, not cool. Yeah. But like
Did that hurt?
It didn't.
Oh.
Praise God.
How about that?
I don't think that was related to the issues maybe spoken of before, but
You might need PT for that one.
I think I do actually. Have you ever done PT?
I have.
Hey, I thought you were asking.
Did you just
questions.
ask me a
Stop
question,
answering
bro?
questions. That was a test.
Yeah.
Okay, you failed, by the way.
Actually, I am curious. What did you have PT done on?
What I. Okay.
If you don't mind me
So-
asking, of course. If you don't mind disclosing this information to the fans, of course.
I didn't fully tear my groin my right groin, my junior year of high school. But I partially did, and I couldn't walk, so I had to go get PT. And then after that, this past summer, I dislocated my shoulder. Definitely not. I mean, it was pretty painful, but I think groin tearing is worse.
Wait, you tore that partially doing what?
Well,
Calculate your
one time I was just messing around and ended up falling and tearing my groin, and then the next day I went through hay on a pulled groin and I tore it more.
You went through
Hay?
I threw hay.
Oh, you
Oh, you threw hay. I thought he was
you
walking
went
through like a
through
mile
hay.
of hay.
No, I threw hay, and
Like you throw it like in the garbage, or like throw it up kind of thing.
exactly.
Or,
I'm a hooper.
So
yeah. You
No,
know, what name did you yell when you threw it up? Sorry, I'm.
No, actually.
No.
that
You
was-
ask it.
What name did you yell
There
when
we
you
go.
threw it up?
Kobe.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Anyways,
But
and then I also had physical therapy. But the physical therapy was walking in a pool on a treadmill.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's
and
sweet.
I also had physical therapy on my shoulder this past summer. Yeah, I dislocated it.
Dang.
Hmm.
So going back to like you throwing hay, I guess that kind of like answers his question before. If you know anything about working on farms,
Mm.
don't know if you meant to disclose that information, but you know what they say. I never really miss a beat, so I picked up on that.
Are we saying that Seth has been on a farm before?
I think we are.
We might have to cut that part out.
I can't
I
let.
don't know if we
I
can
can't
let.
let.
Can we
I don't
keep
know if
that
we
in?
can let that.
I
go.
can't let them know.
So, anyways, moving on. We're gonna do it. Last week, we did a segment called Freak of the Week. We decided to cut that segment. This week we're gonna do a brand new segment that may also get cut next week, but it's called Hot Takes or High Stakes.
Yo, that's good, bro. That is good.
Shout out producer Ty for that one.
Yes.
We give credit where credit's due. That was a good.
Hey, wait. Can we give him the mic to talk about the origins of hot takes, high stakes?
Do you want to talk about the origins of Hot Takes, High Stakes?
Okay, he doesn't want to.
I guess that's
He's not a man of the. He's more behind the scenes
behind
man.
the scenes.
He's a great leader though.
great leader.
Great leader.
Shout out Ty. But anyways,
Future government official.
Like
Anyways,
in
I'm
like the
sorry.
Swahili government or like
Swahili, eh?
like the
Well,
Pakistani
He's
I don't think he's a
government.
citizen.
he's not exactly Swahili.
Yeah, come on. I
How do you know?
You know, I just know.
So, what's your opinion on gambling?
Why would you assume that?
He's. Why are you asking me questions?
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Man,
I gamble. I dabble.
I dabble. Go ahead.
I gamble.
Go
Like,
ahead. Go ahead, Ryan.
So, what's your opinion on gambling?
You know, like I mean, I like.
Wait, what
You
is
know,
the high stakes high?
Because high state, like, it's a hot take because, like, gambling
Hot
is
stake.
hot takes, high stakes.
My
Like, you
bad.
know,
That
that,
just
like, there's,
That
the
just
stakes are
yeah.
high with gambling.
I know that.
No, Seth, bro, I'm sorry. Hey,
It was a good idea.
chin up.
It was an alright idea.
Chin up, champ. What do you mean it was an alright idea? We were just, like, saying that was the best. But gambling.
You know, I think I gamble quite a large amount actually. You know, like I'd be like walking
With money or, like, with time?
like with
Like, hey, I'm gonna have enough time to get this done. You know, like, what are we talking about here?
really do a little bit of that too.
Oh,
but
cool.
you know.
I think we should look into some of the effects of gambling your time.
Mm.
Austin,
And that
could
wasn't
you
a
get on
question.
that?
That was a statement. I do. It's been click clacking.
Anyways, go ahead.
You know, I mean, just not to like brag or be like, oh, I'm this risky guy. You know, I don't want people to think that, but if they did, I'd be okay with it. But like,
That's interesting.
you know, like sometimes I walk across the street. I'd be doing the big gambles. Just, you know.
That's quite the gamble.
Sometimes I even get in the elevator. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Dude, that's deep.
I know that's a personal thing right there, but
That is so risky. All right, you got to be done for a little bit.
Oh.
We've looked up the effects of gambling your time. Lost opportunities, stress and anxiety, decreased productivity, impaired relationships, decreased self-esteem, addiction, and missed life opportunities. So, if that were to be you, is that you?
Is that you?
I don't think we have any evidence of these things.
Is that you?
No.
That's implicit.
Wait. Let the man speak.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays. That's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Not that we are not.
I dabble. All right.
Yeah.
Truth can come. Okay.
I've actually gambled in Minnesota once or twice, and
Oh my
I
gosh.
think once in Oklahoma.
Really?
I'm currently down $20 total.
What do you gamble?
Like, I'm not gonna. I'm not a big gambler. I just kind of go because you never know. Don't gamble, kids. But yeah, I kind of just. I'm a big $5 blackjack because I feel like with that, no. It actually feels like you have a chance until you lose it all. But then you remember it's only $20. So it's like, you kind of got to think of it. You gotta go in being willing to am I willing to spend $20 to have, I guess, a fun time? If that is a fun time. Some people don't like losing money. I mean, I don't.
Hey.
It's mandatory. We have to add this in. The gambling hotline is 1-800-426-2537. So I just had to add that in.
1-800-246-2587. Heard it here first, folks.
So
Point 4.
call the number producer Austin said, and that's just we don't want to be liable for anything. So good call on producer Austin.
We will be having an intervention with Ryan calling that number after this.
So
to be clear,
the thing is, I've only been to casinos I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times. And the crazy thing is because I don't go by myself, I go with a group of people, and we've never as a group left down. So yeah, I might have contributed negatively, but me being there we had positive 500 luck. You know what I mean?
did you make your money back?
I mean,
$20.
So me personally, I'm at negative 20 between everything. But as a group, I'm probably up. Yes, Seth.
I just have a question for Steven.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's on me.
Anyways,
I just got on
so
gambling.
Steven, what is your opinion on? All right, so we had a little bit of a mishap, a fallout, a crash out. Ryan crashed out. The video cut.
My bad, guys. That's
what happens when you gamble out there. So if you need any help, call 1-800-288-3826.
again. Use the number that Austin gave and not whatever he just said.
Is the number on there?
That's the hotline.
Did you say that? Hey, let's get that number. Let's get that number one more time.
We're gonna get the actual hotline number, but the video did cut out because Ryan crashed out. So just acknowledge that. Sorry for that.
The gambling hotline is 1-800-426-2537. If you forget, it's just 1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER.
That's definitely not just Ryan's number.
What the guys? I'm not a gambler, bro.
Anyways, moving on from that, we don't need to shame Ryan here. I mean,
That's true. It's not about shame. It's about freedom.
crash
Name
out,
of the game,
fall out,
actually.
crash out,
Name
fall
of
out.
the game.
Yeah.
Freedom from. Hey, what are the strongholds that the Lord had? Or not the Lord.
Hey.
By
the way, guys, I just stretched my hands up, bro. If you saw I'm wearing a gray shirt, so if you saw the pit stains, that's on me. There's 10 guys in this room.
Hey,
That's a quote.
he crashed out. He crashed out, fell out, burned out.
So
I might go back and zoom in.
He's all out of money.
If I was you.
don't go back and zoom in. But just just a word of advice to all my people out there: if you're ever doing something important, don't wear gray. I foolishly made that mistake thinking I'd be okay, and now look where I'm at
We bumped
today.
heads.
We did. I think we need to both go into concussion protocol. Under bonk in there.
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy. Physical therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never actually finished the answer to that.
Oh,
Were you
we
like,
can- we
what-
can-
okay.
We can bring it
Okay.
back. I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
what the question
So-
was, but
It was like, why do I want to do that? So yeah, I had it when I was younger, and like God through physical therapy, also through just like kind of growing, and just like, hey, I was like a kiddo, you know what I mean? And just like, hey, growing into, yeah, I think that kind of the pain went away in a lot of ways. Also swimming, shout out swimming. Just like, hey,
Hey, shout out swimming.
gave
Sorry.
a lot of strength in a lot of ways without the impact. So talk about like treadmill, walking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a blessing. But it's like, hey, could I help other people in the same way?
Yeah.
Also, like, man, you can be a physical therapist anywhere in the world. You know, I think you can do that like overseas or something. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, if God would have me go overseas, I think that's another option.
That's
so,
cool.
that'd
Yeah.
be sweet.
That'd be cool.
Where do you?
What if you like swam overseas?
Dude,
Are you talking about like swimming like in an overseas country or swimming like
overseas.
physically
Like
overseas?
swimming to Africa.
So not like swimming like over a series of seas. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're
But
swimming.
then you, like
You're swimming over
Like, how many seas
over
are we
the
talking
sea.
about?
But-
It's like you're swimming over the sea. Cause it's
Over
like
or
the
under
sea, it's
5
like
seas?
an
because
expanse.
I was actually thinking about that because you could also interpret it as like maybe there's seas on the bottom of the pool and you're swimming over.
Didn't we have a conversation
the
about
letter
what
C.
overseas was on our first episode?
Maybe
Guys, how many seas are we talking about?
I don't know how many seas we're talking, but I just.
Well, I guess it'd be more. Why do we say overseas? It's more over oceans. It's over oceans.
I mean, you could.
because if we're saying overseas, we're like going over the Mediterranean. But if you're saying like, if you're going to like India, you're going over oceans and overseas. But like the seas are irrelevant compared to the ocean.
Going over land, oceans, and seas.
Over land,
Probably some
oceans.
rivers.
Rivers. You're probably going
Shout
over
out
the Yangtze
rivers.
River and the.
Shout out
Shadow
rivers.
Rivers. Whoa, that was a deep pull. That was a deep pull.
Yang-
Can we get that? Can we
What
get?
do you say? Can we
Roll
get
that
it?
back
I said-
one time for the viewers?
I said he's probably going over the Yangtze River
Whoa.
and maybe like the Euphrates,
Okay, that's a little bit more common, but
Tigris.
still a little.
This guy knows rivers.
This guy knows.
The Yangtze in China though,
That's a good pull.
they got
Hey,
a really big dam. On.
if you've watched this
the
far,
Yangtze.
Let's watch our language.
if you've watched
I
Sorry.
this
didn't
far,
know that. What kind of podcast I'm
Hey, my fault.
comment Yangtze or however you
Yangtze.
comment it if
How do
you
you spell
watched
that?
this
How do you
far.
spell that?
Hey, how do you spell it right now?
Yangtze.
And then
Yangtze.
can I get the second River? So
Amen.
that was a good.
Now what's that in Chinese?
I don't know. Wait, oh my goodness. So fun fact, I actually took an intro to modern China class, like understanding cultures last year. And I swear
Did it work?
I mean, it actually was like weirdly interesting.
What's the most fundamental thing you learned?
Shoot. I don't know. There was so many dynasties. Like it was kind of nuts. Just the amount of like change and progress that the Chinese territory saw. And also like I feel like they don't really get kind of credit for the inventions that they made. Like I think they were the first. Again, you can fact check me on this, producer Austin, or viewers, but I'm pretty sure they made gunpowder.
Yeah.
And kind of revolutionized
you're right there.
warfare. And then, like, you think of Sun Tzu, who made, like, the infamous, like, The Art of War book. I did try giving that a read, and I think I made, like, 5 pages in. But
Yeah,
He's
that's
the guy
better
that
than nothing.
said, "Don't pee in the toilet in your dreams." Sun Tzu, The Art of War. That's in there, right?
How does this
Right.
affect
I
LeBron's
don't-
legacy?
I don't.
Ooh, good question. Good question.
How does it? You know what? I've
Hey,
actually.
you gotta fix your hair, big ass.
No, I don't. How does that affect LeBron's legacy?
No, we're not going into
No,
this.
no. You brought it
I'm
up.
sorry, I
No,
didn't.
no.
It wasn't relevant.
Let's hear it.
It wasn't relevant.
But how does?
Let's really think about it here. LeBron James, probably the greatest basketball player of all time. Debatable. I still think MJ is, but if you look at the stats, LeBron is just absolute.
Did you say
Dog.
50,000 career
Hey,
points?
give me a dog.
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 He's a dog.
Dog.
All right. Yeah, that kind of dog. Anyways, and so I really think just the invention of gunpowder. I mean, LeBron never would have come into who he really is without the invention of gunpowder. That doesn't have any.
Did LeBron invent gunpowder? No.
But
Another reason
but if
that he might not be the greatest.
but
He didn't
because
invent-
that influential moment in history didn't happen, you know, the Lakers may have never come about. The Heat, you know, the
Would it have still been his ball?
The Cavaliers, like they
didn't
may never have
LeBron?
happened, and this meant LeBron never happened. And I mean, there's a lot of descendants of the Chinese dynasties that are. It goes way down the line, and so LeBron's probably connected to one of them. And if gunpowder wasn't in existence, like
Can we get a fact check on that?
honestly, LeBron's existence could be void. It could not have happened.
So, can I just? You mind if I just?
I saw a picture of a guy in India
here's
who
a
looked
guy.
just like LeBron. He just had a Muslim head thing on. I don't know what those are called.
Is it like a turban?
A turban. He had a turban.
Let's go.
We're gonna get a quick fact check.
LeBron James does not have any Chinese relatives.
This is
What?
But he could.
What? Yo, this changes everything.
This kind of changed. So, if you think about it, then the question: how does it affect LeBron's legacy if he doesn't have any Chinese relatives? Because then you actually.
But gunpowder was brought.
Look.
Okay,
Like, 'cause then
okay,
it's like-
okay,
it's
okay.
like indirect.
Obviously, LeBron is a descendant of Africa.
Fact check that.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be.
No.
He has to be.
Why is that? Why
Because
is
that's
that?
where all African Americans originate is in Africa. You can trace it all the way back into the Bible, from the Tower of Babel.
All right. Here we're gonna.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Jeez.
Yes, LeBron James is of African descent. He was born, obviously, as we know, in Akron, Ohio, far from Africa, but he does have African American parents. His ancestry can be traced back to African roots, as is common to many African Americans.
So basically,
Oh gosh.
there was many, and this isn't meant to sound like stupid or funny or anything, but there was a lot of guns involved in bringing Africans
So,
to America.
Steven, do you have anything? You know, we're gonna.
Hey,
wrap it up
wait,
here soon.
let me finish my
Do you-
point.
Is there anything you want to ask us?
All right,
Any,
I guess I'm done.
You know what's what? Speak. We're talking about basketball.
I was getting
Right.
there, bro.
All right. We're gonna.
I think we have to let him finish.
We'll
for
let him
once.
finish. We'll let him
I
finish.
don't know.
Okay, there was
I
a
don't know if
lot
the show
of
continues.
there's a lot of guns and like that stuff used to bring African slaves to America. Unfortunately, we're not proud of Americans aren't proud of that. Well, hopefully they're not. And so LeBron wouldn't be on this continent without that. That's all I got to say about that. I'm sorry if it's controversial.
I'm
But
glad
it's
we
the
let him
truth.
finish.
It is the truth. It is the truth.
You know, that's a
Here,
good point.
I did
I'm
not-
not sure that was.
I did not expect the Chinese invention of gunpowder leading to. Never mind. That was not
great.
right.
That's a
Yeah,
that was definitely a correlation.
That was some deep thinking.
One of the
deep thinking.
deep. You are one of the deep thinkers of our time. And
One of the deep thoughts
I want you
of our day.
I want you to know that.
Thank
and-
you.
And yeah.
Hey, I'm basically Aristotle.
So Steven, actually, now that we are gonna wrap it up here pretty shortly, is there anything you want to ask us? Anything you want to add? Any shout outs you want to give?
Well,
This is your time.
I did have a question. Speaking of LeBron's legacy, and I know that big basketball. You have your big three, you have your big five. Oh, you have your duos, right? You know what I mean? How does the thick and thin filaments in muscle, right? How do they affect? Hey, how do they rank as far as the big threes, the big fours?
Okay.
I'm an English major.
So I think I understand what you're saying here. So what you're saying is like Game 7 on the line, like laser beam pointed at the earth. Is the myosin head going to be able to bind to the actin filament? And
Oh, baby.
you just you really gotta think about, can calcium can he step up? Can he be the role player that he is? Because as you know, calcium and troponin, they typically have had a really good history working together. They kind of fade away. They do the pick and rolls pretty well. They set screens. They're just a really like overall good team.
This guy is.
And then you
cooking,
add in
bro.
a big three
Oh,
with,
oh,
with
hey,
the
hey,
Myers
hey.
in head. Hold up, I'm not done.
No,
I think
no.
I think they might just be able to.
No.
I think they
Hey,
might
do
just
you
be
need
able
a
to get it
Kleenex?
done.
Do you need a Kleenex?
I think I do.
Here, let's get this man a Kleenex.
Hey,
Hey,
shout out our unpaid intern Preston.
hey, Ryan. I'll have you know you are a deep thinker of our time.
Thank you.
But thank you for watching another episode of Getting
That was
Electric.
clean.
can I
It's
just
clean.
say one more thing?
With, go ahead, Ryan.
So, to answer your question, I think calcium, troponin, and myosin can overtake because you only think about it. You only got actin and tropomyosin. So, I think that's truthfully like the big three in the duos of our time. So, I hope that
Hey,
answers your question.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
All right, hey, that's another. You know, it's another episode of Getting Electric.
Any
with
shout outs you want?
Ryan and Seth.
Shout out swimming.
Shout out,
Shout out Jesus.
Caleb Andrews.
Shout out Rivers.
Caleb Andrews.
Rivers.
Shout out Dan Bennett. Putting in the work right now.
For real.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry
Love that
to
guy.
interrupt you.
Anyways,
twice.
shout out Caleb Andrews. So
Forever in our
thanks
hearts.
for watching and our viewers in New York and Olivia and Hudson
my
and
mother
Ryan's
dad.
parents.
I did tell them. I told them.
Yes. And thank you to our team,
Our team.
Austin,
Producer
our unpaid
Ty.
intern, and producer Ty. Hey, can we get you guys on the screen? Can we get your faces in there? Come on. We want you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. We got Austin. We got Preston. We got Ty.
He gave me a clean.
All right.
I'm
Cool guy.
Ryan.
I'm Seth.
This is Steven. And this has been Getting Electric with Ryan and Seth.
Down.
Electric.
All right.